Okay, I'm going to just read. Today, a new beast feeds us, a wonderful, ever-faithful, but perpetually distracted robot called the Internet. While it has neither the best nor worst of intentions, music and music community has become scattered and passive. Independent music was once this is a lot slower than I did it at home. I had to do this so fast. There we go. Independent music was once a much stronger community. In the 80s and 90s, labels had stronger identities. Fans supported bands or the label or both. And indie fans often didn't support major labels or their artists. The community had an almost intuitive sense of its own role in an artist's success. As a kid, it was the closest thing I could understand to my civic duty. I support my favorite music, and my favorite music supports me. Towards the late 90s, community began to fade away. Taking a cue from financial investment strategy, labels began to diversify their rosters, and label identity consequently started to disappear. In 1999, MP3 beat sex as the most searched word on the internet. It was a coming of age for Napster. Napster was David. The major labels charging inflated prices were Goliath. It was a shopping spree and a fun way to stick it to the majors, right? And then, in a wonderful turn of events, Metallica became the spokespersons against internet piracy. A double standard emerged as well. File sharing was excellent punishment for the majors, and yet it was thought to be excellent support for newer, lesser-known artists. But by 2005, record stores were disappearing, and the independent music community was in an every-man-for-himself mode. File sharing was no longer a statement about the industry. It was the sole way a new generation got its music. Today, music is largely passive. It's isolated. It's a solitary activity. I'm putting on the brakes so it catches up with me. There we go. Two people side by side very often prefer to listen to their own iPods rather than to share the music playing in the air. So, the independent artist today, though free of label manipulation and control, is also completely alone to fund, create, distribute, and sustain his or her music. They're at the mercy of a consumer population content to enjoy the work but not necessarily contribute. To most, this doesn't seem fair. To people in this room, right? Doesn't seem fair. Though even those who sympathize are helpless to change anything. This is why artists and fans need to come together to form a community of active music supporters. The active music supporters are artists and fans of music alike. They believe that the money they spend on music should actually land as directly as possible in the pockets of a musician. That they'll even take the extra steps to support the activities that financially benefit their favorite musicians. So, how can we all become active music supporters? There's some pretty simple answers to this. And, you know, actually, I was actually thinking I really wanted to avoid being like your conscience. So laugh every now and then, because I'm not totally serious. You know, to be an active music supporter, there's some very simple things. You can go see your favorite bands play live. You can come here. This is a really great place to see music. Look at those nice people. They're so sincere. When they come to your town, buy a ticket. If they offer to put you on the guest list, decline. You should actually pay for it, because 99% of the time, this money actually goes right to the musicians. When you see your favorite bands play live, buy the hard copies of their music, buy their merchandise. This money usually goes right to the musician. In fact, most signed bands playing at small clubs get tour support in the form of free CDs to sell. If you don't buy it, they don't get any tour support. Purchase and stream music legitimately, like Jeff did. Use iTunes or Pandora or the highly anticipated Spotify. Don't use torrent sites. If you have pirated music, go buy the records from the artists that you fell in love with. Also gone are the days of record advances. Artists now have to fundraise to record or go on tour. So through sites like Kickstarter.com, you can support an artist's project directly. You can become an advance financial supporter for the artist you love. Never could do this before. Support nonprofits that support artists. Future Music Coalition, Weather Vane Music, that's my company. Local radio and others, Girls Rock Philly. Organizations that advocate for musicians are made up of individuals dedicated to successful careers for artists. That's really important. Whatever we're going to call it, we need to add active music support to our simple principles in life. Want not, waste not, do unto others, and actively support the music you love. This needs to happen, or great music will give way to the music of a privileged class, this is true, and the independently wealthy, but not necessarily the most sophisticated or relevant artists. It's very, 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 very important. Thank you for listening. November 12th, Weather Vane Music is going to have our fundraising concert here. Sunset, East 100, Danielson, BC Camplite, they'll all be playing. We so need your help, so please, please, all of you, please, for the love of God, come. God bless you. Thanks, guys.